one of my friend whose snowblower this one is, he was not able to start this snowblower. Standard problem. He mentioned that last year this snowblower was working, but this year not. And so you got it. Today's project is basically to figure it out what exactly wrong with the snowblower, and we are going to go step by step. This particular snowblower is Craftsman 24-inch electric start snowblower, and either it is Craftsman or it is Troy-Bilt or any other company. Most of the snowblowers have a couple of things which you have to take care. If the maintenance has not been done correctly, it is going to give you the problem in the next season. So first thing first, we are going to go step by step to figure it out that what the problem is. But before that, let me hook up the electric wire to this particular snowblower and show you that what are the symptoms and what exactly is happening with this particular snowblower. So I hook up the electric wire to this one to see that whether it starts or not. I know that it is not starting, but I just want to show you what kind of sound it makes when it is not starting and what kind of problem it could be. Now we hook up the electric wire. Let's prime it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So priming is done. It is on the choke. It's a standard thing, and this has to be on the run. And now I'm going to attempt it to start it. And as you see, it is not coming up. So usually for this type of problems, there are only three things which could happen in a particular snowblower where it is not restarting. And one is basically the gas inside the snowblower is stale gas, and if you replace that with the new gas, it will work, because many times over the period of 1 year the gas goes bad, and then that gas is the culprit for not allowing that snowblower to start. That is the first part, and we'll go step by step, right? The second step is basically in this type of snowblower is the spark plug. So in any snowblower there is a spark plug, and the only thing is the position could be somewhere else, but this spark plug, and this spark plug is not working properly. So that is the second thing which may go wrong. So in that case, first we have to see that remove the spark plug from this one, and this spark plug basically, if you see, and then see that whether the spark is coming in that spark plug or not. And in spite of that, you have replaced the gas, you have make sure that the spark plug is working fine, and even after that it is not starting. That means it is the carburetor, and carburetor is somewhere over here, which we are going to remove and clean that carburetor. So basically that carburetor has been not gone bad, but the jets inside the carburetor has been choked, and because of that the snowblower is not starting. So we are going to go step by step. So first thing what I'm going to check is whether the spark is coming from this in the spark plug or not. Okay, so for that, first we are going to remove the spark plug and clean it up, and then we are going to again attempt to see that whether the spark is coming or not. So that is the first check. Then second thing is we are going to replace the old stale gas with the new gas, and then again we will try whether the snowblower comes up or not. If that one is done and still the snowblower is not starting, then definitely we have to open the spark plug and then fix that spark plug. Most probably in this case, my gut feeling is that this particular snowblower is also having the issue with the carburetor, and we have to just clean the carburetor and it will go fine. So first we are going to remove the spark plug. So for that you have to first take out this cover of this one. Just pull it gently and it will come out. So this is the cover, and then there is inside this, there is a spark plug. So to remove this spark plug, you need this type of tool. and you have to put this on over here. You will find it on Amazon or anywhere for few bucks, and then using the provided tool, you have to just give a hard push, unscrew it so that it will come out. So in this case, let's see that it is coming out, or if you have the bigger wrench then it is better, but I think it is coming out very nicely. So let's see if I can remove knob. Yep, it came out, and here is the spark plug. So I can tell you, this looks pretty neat, not that bad. Otherwise, if it is like blackish or brownish over here, then it is bad. But anyway, I'm going to just clean this spark plug, and then using the fine grain sandpaper, and then we will try to see that whether the current is coming or spark is coming inside this spark plug when we try to start the start the machine. Now if you don't have, there is another way of checking whether everything is good or not. This is another tool which you will find it on Amazon. This will allow you to check the spark plug also, right, whether the current is moving from here to there, and this will light up when it has been tested. To clean this spark plug, you have to just take fine grain sandpaper, something like this, and just clean this entire spark plug using this fine grain sandpaper. Make sure that everywhere you are cleaning from all the sides, particularly this particular portion where the spark comes between these two metal pieces. And once this is done, using the rag, just clean that part. Okay, and now make sure that the gap is good. It is not too much and too less and too wide. Okay, so I see that the sun is good, and now we are going to check whether this spark plug is good and the spark is coming in this one or not. So for that, I'm going to use this tool. This tool is again I think $7 or something on the Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. So the spark plug goes inside this tool like this. Sorry. Like this. Okay. And this particular metal piece goes inside this connector like this. Okay, and now you have this entire spark plug. But if you see over here, there is in this tool there is a coil, and inside this coil there is a light. So if the spark plug and everything is coming here nicely, you will find that there is a light lit up over here. I hope I will be able to capture that light during the in this light. Otherwise, I will switch off the light and show you that part also. So let me attempt to start the machine, and we'll see that whether you could see the light or not. And as you see, the light is coming, so that means the this particular spark plug is good, and there is no issue with this spark plug. So now we are going to again put this spark plug back into the machine, and we are sure that there is no issue with the spark plug. Now the second part is basically remove the stale gas from this gas tank and fill up with the new gas and see that whether it works or not. If that doesn't work, then the final thing is we have to clean the carburetor. Since there is no issue found with the spark plug, now we are removing the stale gas from this one. So for this, I am just siphoning the gas to a container and as you see that this is kind of a bad gas, but anyway, we will drain out the entire gas and then feed the new gas to see that whether that solves the problem. If that doesn't solve the problem, then definitely we have to open the carburetor and clean that carburetor. Now since after filling up the new gas, snowblower didn't start, now we have no other option but to clean the carburetor. And for clean the carburetor, we have to remove this particular part by unscrewing this 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and for that we have to remove this choke. So this choke can be removed very easily. Just ply this out and this will come like this. Okay, and then we are going to unscrew all these bolts to remove this cover. So 1, 2, and let me show you third and fourth. This one is third and this one is 4. So this 4 screws, and then in addition to this, you have to match this particular connector to the notch. So if you see over here, there is a notch, and then only it will come out. I don't know whether you could see it. Let me show you using the torch. So you see over here, this is the one. This particular notch has to be matched with this red color, so that it will come out. Otherwise, this entire cover won't. This entire cover will never come out. So let's first remove 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts, and then I will show you how exactly it looks inside. So using the wrench, I'm now removing this 4 screws. So this is first, second. This is pretty straightforward. They came out. And then I'll do the same thing. Okay. Second. This is third. And the last one is this one, fourth. Now just remember, and this is fourth. Now just remember that out of these 4 screws, 2 are a little bigger, whereas 2 are small. So 2 of them, the larger one, they goes over here, whereas the smaller was one from the side. So we'll keep them aside. And now I could remove this entire assembly. As I mentioned, you have to match this notch and this will come out. Just wiggle a little bit and here it is. So this is how it is going to come out. Now if you see, this is kind of tight. So basically this particular the primer tube is attached to this cover. So what we are going to do is we are going to just pry out that primer tube, or you could just remove that from the So this is the primer tube, and now this can be lifted and keep it on the side. So basically this one is the carburetor assembly. This is the carburetor which we are going to cover, which we are going to clean. And this carburetor, this entire thing has a jet and everything. So basically we are going to remove this entire assembly. Now basically once you remove this cover, you will find that there are few tubes attached to this one. So let me go over those tubes. So this particular tube or this particular pipe is basically coming from the gas tank, feeding the gas to the carburetor. So this we have to remove. Okay, then this is the carburetor assembly. This entire thing is the carburetor assembly, which we are going to clean up, right? And for that we have to remove these nuts 1 and 2, and then jiggle this little bit here and there, and this entire assembly will come out, and then we will clean that entire assembly. But for that assembly to come out, you have to make sure that this particular tube has been removed from this assembly. And how you can remove that tube? So this is a clip which can be just press that using the, so this is tight, so just take like this and see. Let me see if I can move that easily. The space is tight, so once you take this one, you can move, you have to move this upward like this, so that it is not going to clip it to that assembly. Now it is basically not here. So now we will take the flathead screwdriver and just try to remove this pipe, which is the fuel pipe. And remember, as soon as you remove this fuel pipe, some of the gas is going to come out from this one, which is the leftover gas. So you have to collect it in some container. So let's see if we can easily collect in the container. And as you see, whatever the leftover gas is there is coming out from that one. So now no gas is coming, so we can keep this tube on the side, or you can have a small rag to collect that gas which is dripping from that one, or you can just seal it like this or keep it somewhere here so that the gas won't come out. Now we are going to remove these two nuts to remove this entire assembly. So I'm using the same wrench to remove this one. This is pretty straightforward. One, and then we are going to do the same thing for the second one also. So that is the second one. So two nuts, keep them aside. And this particular pipe is, if I show you this particular cable, right, which is the ignition cable, which is tucked inside this notch. So you could just remove that one, so you'll have more space, and it is now not attached to anything. So now you have to just remove this carburetor, and as you see, the entire carburetor is coming out. As a one assembly. Now there are two things are there. There are two tubes. One tube is attached on this side. If I show you, this is one tube and there is another one. So we are going to pry out those two tubes also, so that this entire thing can come out. So if you see over here, or there is no need to even remove this one. This can just come out, yeah, if you remove this one, right? So we are just going to pry out this particular tube and then remove the entire carburetor. Now to remove this carburetor from the body of this machine, what we have to do is we have to remove unhook this particular wire and this particular wire. This is the spring wire, if you see, and this from this carburetor, which is going to be somewhere here. Let me see if I can show you. So if you could see, yeah, this wire was this spring wire was in this hole. If you see over there, there is a hole, and also we have to remove this particular wire also. So you just push this lever like this, and that wire will come out. In addition to this, there is a tube which is attached from here to here. So we have to remove this tube also, so that the carburetor can come out. So I'm going to just ply out this particular tube using the flathead screwdriver, the way we have done it for the other tube. So it is just wiggle it back and forth, and this tube will come out. Take lots of picture in case if you are not comfortable. So see, this is now coming out. So this is one, and the same thing we have to do it for the this carburetor assembly, and it will come very easily without any problem. So now you see that the entire thing is coming out. So this is the washer. You have to remember that you are not removing that washer. Let it be like that, and remove this wire, unhook it from here, and as you see, this entire part came out. So this is the main heart of this entire thing, and this we are going to clean up. Now once you remove this assembly, this cover comes out like this, if you see, and just keep it aside. Now if I show you, there is lot of gas is inside this one, and this is the one which we are going to clean up. So for cleaning up this one, we are going to first unscrew this nut, and then this entire thing will come out. So let me do that. So I have, so just hold this, it's tight. Now the main part is basically cleaning up this carburetor, as I mentioned earlier. So basically we are going to remove this using the wrench, either the power nut bolt or anything. So you remove this one, but make sure that when you remove, there is a washer over here. I'm not sure whether you could see it. I'll show you that once I remove it. Let me remove this one. Okay, and let's see that it is okay. And once you remove this one, this entire cup will come out, and you'll see that, just remember that there is a washer. You don't want to lose this washer, because this is going to keep the gas coming out from this one. So you don't want leak after we fix it. So let's keep it aside, and let's remove this one. and here you go. So actually this entire thing should be very clean white color. As you see over here, it should be something like this. Let me show you. Something like this white color, whereas because of the steel gas it is completely yellow. And you'll see that, you see, now we have to clean that one. And also in addition to this, inside this one there are a lot of gunk is there. So if you see over there, there's a lot of things are there. This also we have to clean. Then, and all this because of the gasification. Now we are going to remove this float by removing this pin. So let me remove this pin also, and I'll show you how exactly I'm going to do it. So I'm removing this pin. Once removed, this entire thing will come out, and you will see that this entire jet, this is again gone bad. We have to clean that jet too, because this is the jet, this is important part of this entire carburetor. Then in addition to that, heart of this carburetor is basically, you see over there, this is the main jet inside this entire assembly, and that jet needs to be cleaned up very nicely. Let me see if I can show you. You see over there, there is a jet over there, and that needs to be cleaned up also. So first I'm going to remove that jet, and for removing that jet you just need the flathead screwdriver, because there is a notch over there and you need small flathead screwdriver. So I'm going to take this small flathead screwdriver and remove that one. Also, one thing you have to remember, that when you are going to clean this one, you are not going make sure that you are not losing this ream, because this is also important. Here this washer, this red color washer is important, and all these things. Better is basically you keep at one place while cleaning up all these things. So I'm going to use this flathead screwdriver. Hopefully this will work, and just make sure that it goes in that notch like this, and then just give a push and unscrew it. And as you will unscrew it, it will come out. You might have to give little bit. Okay, and as you see, this came out. So basically this is the part which we are going to clean up. And let me see if I can show you. Yeah, over here, if you see, these are small miniature holes, and exactly similar miniature holes are on the other side also. And basically I could see that they are gone bad, literally bad. Yes, and we have to clean all these things. We have to clean this entire hole, and entire hole, this one, and everything. So basically we are just going to clean all these things, and for that I am going to use this carb throttle body and parts cleaner. So this is, either you use this one, or the best part is you use this one, carb choke and parts cleaner. This will remove the this is a jet spray, and it will remove the gum out from this one. So this I am going to use it, and make sure that you are not losing any part. So this also we have to remove. And for this small holes, I'm going to use a tool which usually is basically the wires. So these are the small brushes which we are going to use to clean these holes. But before cleaning the holes, the first, and the way it works is that these are different types of wires. This is a toolkit which will be available on Amazon, and it goes like this, and it just removes the stuff. As you see, at the tip already something came out. Let me see if I can focus it. Yeah, you see over there, this came out. So basically the idea is we have to make sure that everything is clean, and nothing is inside these holes. But for that, first part is I'm just going to use this spray and let it work automatically, and once that is done, then we will do the manual cleanup using the brush. So let's clean up this each and every part thoroughly and make sure that it is in good condition. And for that I'm just using the small brush, no fancy brush. You can use the even toothbrush also to clean this part, each and every part. Okay, and as you clean up, just make sure that you wipe it with the nice rag or towel. And as you see, this is getting clean, but still there is some stuff is over there, so I'm just trying to see that whether I can remove that one also. And this part is done. Now I'm going to attach this one the way it was here. Then the float. So let's clean the float now. So I'll keep it aside. So for this also I will use the brush. And entire this gum out is coming, or the classification which was because of the bad gas that came out. So this part is also done nicely. Let's keep it aside. Then this is the important part, main jet. So I'm just going to spray some jet spray on this one. And then use and even this part is also done. And now I will let it dry for 15-20 minutes, and I will try to assemble it back. Now the final thing, basically assembling this back. So this jet goes inside this one, so the one with the ring goes first, like this. Just slide it down, and then take your stuff you have cleaned. So I see still there is something over here. Let me clean little bit. And I'll just use the it's good now, and that goes in the same way, like this. I think I should now remove the gloves. Okay, anyway, it's working. And then the same thing, take the flathead screwdriver and no need to over tighten, and this is now nicely went inside. Now this part you have already cleaned up this one, so just okay, here you go. I have to remove the gloves. Take this, push this spring and put it, slide it down like this. Okay, it's very neat and tidy. And then this will go over here. Okay, and as you see that it should move very nicely. Okay, and your pin, you have to pass this pin through this, and now it is good. Once this is done, don't forget about this. Put it over here and attach this one. And make sure that when you are attaching this cup to this carburetor, the washer is there. If washer is not there, you'll see lot of leaks over there. Okay, so we are almost done. So now the next part is attaching this cover on this one. So it just slides over it like this, and then we are going to attach two nuts which we removed from here, and basically then once this is done, we have to now go back to the machine and then install it over there. Now last step in the process of this installation is basically installing the carburetor. So you know that there are two holes over there, that is this hole and this hole. So basically 1 and 2, so this entire thing will go through this hole and it will come out from this hole. But before we fix and install the nuts, what we have to do is we have to attach these levers over here, right? So the first one is basically this lever. So this is the easiest lever. So just pull this lever, this spring, and it will pass through this small hole. I hope you guys can see. Let me do that part first. So usually I will take the plier to pass this hole through that hole. So this is one easy one. Then the second one is this one. This goes over here. Now this lever has to go in the hole. So if you see over there, there is a hole at the top, hole at the bottom. So this entire thing has to go inside. So usually I will just match that hole and push it a little bit, and now it is gone internally. Then once that is done, then you can push this entire assembly very nicely. But before that, you have to matches this entire thing over here, okay, and this particular tube which we removed, this has to go over here. This has to go over here. So we'll first install that tube. So just push it little bit further, okay. Okay, now it is gone nicely. And now once this assembly is in place, you have to just put these nuts, the one which we removed earlier, tighten them, and this side also. And they are neatly tight. Now remember this tube, this is the fuel tube, so that has to go over here. And remember this clip, that clip has to be brought down to make sure that it is nicely tucked. I have to bring it a little bit more down. Like this. Okay, so all our things are there. This is moving nicely. Remember this primer tube. Before installing this cover, you have to attach this primer tube to this particular knob, so that when we prime it, it is attached over there. Like this. And now you adjust the cover. So all the nuts are in place. It's ready to go, except this part, that is the choke which we removed. So once we'll attach that choke button and then fill up the gas in the gas tank. And now moment of truth. Basically we are going to start the machine to see that whether it works fine. So I'm just plugging the power. Some priming, some choke on the run, and let's trigger it.